All right, welcome to another episode of Piecing It Together, the podcast where we take a look at a new movie and try to figure out what movies might have inspired it. And today on the show, we've got a fun one, also kind of an easy one, because this is a movie that absolutely wears its influences on its sleeve. This is They Will Kill You. It is a new over-the-top R-rated action movie and action horror, and we had a blast with it. Joining me to talk about it is Kris West. We get into a lot of great puzzle pieces in this conversation, and if you haven't seen it yet, make sure you go see the movie because it is a fun one. Before we get to it, I do want to remind you, as always, to make sure you are subscribed to Piecing It Together wherever you listen to podcasts, and follow us on social media at Piecing Pod. And also, don't forget, we do have the Popcorn and Puzzle Pieces Facebook group where we continue the conversation about all the movies we talk about here on the show. With that said, let's talk about They Will Kill You. Kris West is with us. We're going to talk They Will Kill You. How's it going, Kris?
I'm doing well. How are you, David?
I'm great. I am excited to talk about this one. This movie is... This was a wild one. I had fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I was a little worried, like, because this is one of those movies where you see the trailer and you're just like, oh, hell yeah, I am in.
Yeah.
But in the back of your mind, you're like, this might also suck. but I showed up and Zazie Beets just kills people for like 90 minutes, and it's great.
I had the same feeling about 5 minutes before the movie started in the theater. Like, I was really excited, and then I got there, and I was like, wait a second. I've been burned before.
Yeah, exactly. Especially by these like random little action movies that just kind of come out of nowhere. And yeah, but no, it ended up being a blast. So
Yeah, it was fun.
it's fun stuff. Absolutely. And we'll get into a lot of great stuff as we're getting into puzzle pieces. It is your first time on you've been on my live shows before, but first time on one of these recorded online episodes. So why don't you introduce yourself to my listeners? Tell them a little about you and what you do.
My name is Kris West. I host Spiral Out podcast, which is like a music related podcast. I also sometimes do Real Sick podcast with some friends. It's about movies. And then recently I've been diving pretty strong into concert photography.
Right on. Right on.
And I do some filmmaking as well.
Yeah, little of all that stuff, but yeah, absolutely. Well, getting into They Will Kill You, I think we should just start jumping right into the puzzle pieces because like there's going to be a lot to like kind of get into about the movie itself, and we'll get
Sure.
into that along the way. But what do you got for your first piece?
So I got some like obvious ones, right? And then I got a couple of like side balls. So I think
Sure.
I'd go with the obvious one first, or maybe middle ground. Maybe a
Mhm.
movie people may not know as well. Oldboy.
Sure.
I got a lot of old boy feelings, especially these like long tracking shots down hallways and fight scenes,
Yeah.
using random objects,
Yeah.
fighting your way through a lot of people. Uh, had that I don't know, Korean action thriller feel to it.
Absolutely. That was definitely one that I was thinking about as well. And like, yeah, the idea of the found objects, which is like a huge part of this movie, is something where she just uses anything that she can find at any moment to kill, because like that's all she can do to stay alive. The idea of like revenge thing, which is going to come up in other puzzle pieces as well. And then yeah, just like some of the very stylish and just over the top cinematography that like goes wherever it needs to go to be entertaining as hell. Like that is definitely something I think you could point to Oldboy as like a really great example of all of those things. I will go, like you said, there's some obvious ones, some not so obvious. I'll start with an obvious one here, and this movie came out like basically within a week of the sequel to Ready or Not, which is Ready or Not, Here I Come. The first Ready or Not film, though, feels like a huge influence on this movie.
Yeah.
Like the idea of this young woman who is like under false pretenses, like stuck in a building with these crazy cult members who all just want to kill her, but she has to kill the shit out of them instead. It's like super similar setups, and it's crazy that they would schedule the release of this right around the same time as that sequel. Neither of which that we're talking about this movie a couple of weeks after the release of They Will Kill You. They Will Kill You and Ready or Not 2 both did not do very well in theaters. And I think they'd both have done much better if they were kind of separated out from one another.
Yeah, it's hard to say, right? Because I think Ready or Not 1 did pretty well, right?
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
Enough to get a sequel. This one I heard made 5,000,000 of a $20 million budget, opening weekend, which is
bummer.
not great.
No,
But you're right, same streams of consciousness, same ruse, if you will. They get a girl to come in under false pretenses, same action horror style, satanic, whatnot. I haven't seen Ready or Not, Here I Come, but I'm a huge Sarah Michelle Gellar fan, so
sure,
I'm gonna be on it pretty soon. I loved the first one. I just rewatched it a couple days ago. I think right before I went and saw They Will Kill Me, and
nice.
I thought the same thing, like, how similar of a stream of consciousness or just a direct, like, you can call it influence. I
Yeah.
don't know if we like the word "ripoff" on this, podcast, but we're piecing it together, right?
There you go. Absolutely. I think influence is the way to go. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, absolutely. I think that they both, if nothing else, come from the same place of wanting to take some chick and just have her fuck some shit up. So basically, that's what we got. And I also have not seen Ready or Not, Here I Come yet. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting to it sometime soon. But let's go to another piece. What do you got?
You just reminded me of another one that I didn't write down,
Mm.
but, um, I it's not one of my picks, but it kind of in the same stream of consciousness that all kinda came around at the same time. But did you see The Hunt?
I actually never did get to see that, but I remember that was like right around the same time as the first Ready or Not, right?
Exactly. And this
Yeah,
is, like, the same thing that happened. There's a girl, she's kidnapped and thrown into, what is, weird circumstances in the middle of no it's like Ready or Not and or this, but outside.
sure, sure.
But,
Absolutely.
the one I did have written down, which is probably the most easy one to do, is Kill Bill.
Sure, absolutely.
I almost feel I almost feel bad for saying
I
it.
mean, come on. I think anybody who watches this movie, even if you've never listened to Piecing It Together before, you're like, I think this movie was inspired by Kill Bill.
Yeah, I mean, just the shots, first of all, I loved the first 30 minutes. It seemed like they really, really tried with these interesting shots and movements and, like, camera angles, and not that they didn't through the whole thing, but the first 30 minutes was just I was like, "Okay, I'm into it." The camera moves side, there's, like, these quick pans and quick, slides and very, almost Wes Anderson style shots of, like, very straightforward subject in the middle, but different palette, obviously,
Sure,
than
sure.
Wes Anderson. But I think that's what Tarantino does. He has very similar shot structure as Wes Anderson, but, it's done differently. And
Yeah.
then again, with Kill Bill, just a girl chopping heads off, you know,
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot lot of the blood coming out of, is very Kill Bill, squirting everywhere. This even the color was, like, the same to me of the blood. It was, like, that bright red.
Yeah, yeah, and it really, they took care to make sure that that blood, like, it matches with the scenery and, like, makes it where everything, like, just has, like, a real kinda cool, intentional way of setting up all those shots, like you said, so that way the blood would, like, really stand out based on the rooms that they're in and all that kinda stuff. I think there's a lot of that going on here, and then, again, a revenge story, also told out of order, which is very,
Mhm.
Tarantino thing, right from that school of what he does with a lot of his movies. But yeah, there's so much Kill Bill here, and Zazie Beets would fit right at home in one of his films. She'd be perfect.
You could slap Kill Bill 3 on this and make it like was
Yeah,
it Vivica A. Fox's daughter?
sure,
You just her revenge story, and I'd be like, "Yeah, I could see it."
100%. Well, I will go with one of my favorite over the top crazy action movies, and that is Shoot 'Em Up from
Mm,
2007, I believe, with Clive Owen. A very Looney Tunes ish, over the top, just crazy
you're
action movie that's
right.
just pure nonsense, lots of violence. And yeah, it's a movie where you're kind of like, you're either along for the ride and the fact that this is going to be like completely devoid of anything like regards to realism or anything like that because you're just there to have fun. And that's what this movie wants. This movie wants to have fun with the idea of slicing and dicing and stabbing and cutting heads off and all that stuff. And Shoot 'em up is just nonstop crazy over the top violence and it's so much fun.
And who doesn't love Clive Owen eating a carrot for half a movie?
Hell yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he's literally Bugs Bunny in that movie.
Yes, he really is. He really is. It's so good. So damn good.
What is that movie? Is that movie? I get it. For some reason, I remember that movie being black and white, but I know it's not. That's some leftover from Sin City.
Yeah,
But
that movie did come out like right around that time. It was like right after Sin City, so yeah.
it's like the height of Clive Owen's career.
Oh hell yeah, he's so good.
All right, I'm gonna throw out the window one at you, which
Okay.
Toy Story 3.
Ooh, okay, I like that.
It's practically the same story. The toys are stuck in this like weird place that they haphazardly got into. There's like this weird cult structure, with the
Mm.
bear and whatnot, and they spend the whole movie trying to fight their way out of this weird cult, almost getting burned in devil fire at the end. You know what I mean? It's very
No,
similar in my opinion.
I'm gonna have to admit I haven't seen Toy Story 3 since the theater, but I do not remember it being this bizarre as what you're
It's
describing
super
right now.
bizarre.
Really? Okay, maybe I
Yeah.
need to
Again, it is a
rewatch it.
Toy Story movie,
Uh-huh.
but again, it's like the first one without Andy. They're dropped off at this like daycare,
Mhm.
and there's like already a bunch of toys that have like a hierarchy, and there's like one main bear. And at first, again, the bear's like, "Join us, and we'll take care of you," type scenario, and, yeah, it just ends up them finding out it's kinda culty, and
I
they gotta
love
get
it.
out of there back to Andy.
Great puzzle piece. I love it. Absolutely. You know what? Since you went with a out of left field one, I'll go with my out of left field one here. I'm going with Metroid, the video game, because the eyeball doing a wall jump just made me absolutely giddy. We just got the new Super Mario movie, which I actually recorded an episode on today. It was fine. It was fun.
It
Lots
was
of
fine. I
yeah.
saw you on the news the other day talking about it.
I was, yeah. Lots of references in that movie to every Nintendo character ever. But yeah, that didn't even give me as much nostalgia as seeing that eyeball do a little like kind of wind up and then wall jump, bounce off of walls.
Oh,
Uh,
in the vent?
yeah, in the vent. That is a straight up video game move. You can go Metroid, you can go like the Castlevania,
Sure.
games, like any of that kind of stuff where you can do your wall jumps. I was like, wow, this is like some real video game stuff going on here.
The thing that, I thought about when I saw the eyeball was so it would cut to the scene or it would cut to the shot of the eyeball's perspective, right? It was like a little blurry, a little red from the blood, but I
Sure.
could hear.
Yes. I love
It
it.
was it's like I was like, "How does it hear?
Hell
It
yeah.
has no ears, it is just an eye."
Why the hell not? Right?
And they never, like, followed up on it. It's not like the eye helped them find anyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, it was just kind of like followed them and then she squished it.
Yep. Good stuff. That's what we love to see. That's what we come to the movies for.
Right?
All right. What do you got next?
One of my newest, uh, I'd say more recent movies that are in like my constant yearly rotation now, which I had I think is very similar to this one. Bullet Train,
Okay.
which I think she was in for Zaza.
Yeah.
Is that how you say your name? Yeah, Zazie.
I always say
Um,
Zaji, but yeah, I'm not sure.
Zazie Beets. She is in Bullet Train as an assassin. First, I don't know if you saw Bullet Train.
I did.
Uh, Brad Pitt, ensemble cast, stuck in a space. He kinda has to fight his way through the train back and forth. Comedy, not quite horror in any way, but very, like, over the top action, using different things around the train as weapons. I really, really like Bullet Train. It's like I don't know, it just, like, snuck into, like, one of my favorites.
Right on. Right on. Yeah, I was not as hot on Bullet Train as you are, but definitely the over the top like nonstop action and finding all new different ways to keep up in the ante is definitely something you could see as a similar thing with here with what they're doing with They Will Kill You. I will stay with Assassins for my next puzzle piece and go with John Wick. We've got the Continental Hotel, which is a place where once you're inside, you know everybody there, every single person is a hitman just waiting to be activated. And here, and I should have written it down, but the name of the hotel, and They Will Kill You, much like the Continental, everyone there is a Satan worshiping, immortal, crazy person.
What is the hotel's name in that? Did they ever say it? Something
Uh,
with an F.
let's find out. I'm going to find it out right now. They Will Kill You hotel name.
The
It is the Virgil.
Virgil.
There we
Hmm.
go. Virgil is almost an F sound. The Virgil.
Yeah. Well,
There
if
we
if
go.
you didn't say John Wick, I was gonna say it because
Cool.
that's just about as close as Kill Bill is to like
Exactly.
it seems to be like a direct influence. Again, this movie has like a little bit of over the top John Wick. It has its over the top moments, but for me, I don't know if it's just my contrarianism. I'm like, no, it's real. He did that for real. He trained with guns,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah. And those dogs all can do all of that stuff. That's what I
Exactly.
always
They can
say.
jump through
So
the
yeah.
air, they
Yeah.
eat people. But yeah, for sure, John Wick is gotta be I wouldn't even be surprised if some of the choreography was done by the same people because it had that wide shot feel, showing all of the as much of the action as possible. There wasn't like a lot of cut close on the action, which a lot
Uh-huh.
of directors do to hide a punch or hide this or hide a kick.
Sure.
This movie did it all wide, which I love. Again, it,
Oh
it
yeah.
makes you feel like you're in the room.
Yeah, it brings you back to Oldboy, your first piece, as far as the way that
Exactly.
that was shooting action. And yeah, another thing I didn't even really thought of it when I put it on my list, but another thing between John Wick and They Will Kill You, both movies. I mean, we're sitting here, we're talking about influences, but both movies that really do wear a lot of influence on their sleeve and are not afraid to hide it. I mean, I'm sure the director knows that we're referencing Kill Bill here. I'm
Yeah.
sure that Old Boy is something that they straight up love and were like, I want to do some Old Boy style action. Like they're not trying to hide any of that kind of stuff.
And why would you? Those are
Right.
great movies.
Exactly.
If
Exactly.
if I made a movie and it was in the conversation with John Wick or Kill Bill and Old Boy, I would feel like I did it right, you know.
Hell yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
And as unwell as this movie may have done opening weekend, I have a feeling it'll I don't know, some movies pick up on digital, a
Sure.
little bit better, and it kinda reminds me of, like, a weird '90s movie that you see on HBO, and you're like, "How come I never heard of that in the theater?" And
Yeah.
then it's just, like, your new favorite movie for a while.
Yeah.
I
No.
feel like it could kinda creep.
I think that's going to definitely happen. This is definitely a future cult classic written all over it for sure. Any other puzzle pieces you wanted to bring up?
Um, there are a lot. Well, you could go the Rosemary's Baby route, right?
Sure.
The cult
Sure.
stuff. You can go, the Dredge route. Again, one person I don't know if you saw Dredd, the newest,
Oh, yeah, 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 absolutely. Yeah, I just
Judge
saw it for the
Dredd.
first time last year, actually, or the year was it last year or the year before? But it's pretty wild. It's fun.
But, I think the last one I would like to say, and again, it's very similar thought train as Toy Story 3 is Monsters Inc.
Oh gosh, okay.
Again, same kind of concept. You got these people in this place, and most of the movie is what is it? Mike and who's the other guy? Mike Wazowski and the big John Goodman's Blue Bear type thing. They're just trying to save this little girl throughout the Monsters Inc. for the whole movie. So
Sure, sure,
not as
absolutely.
much blood and violence, but
Yeah, simple classic story of just trying to save your little sister. That's really all it comes down to.
and
So,
there being this some hierarchy of weirdness that you're trying to,
Yeah,
escape. So
absolutely. I love
that's why I
that.
love your podcast. I do when I know I'm gonna be on it, I make sure I, like, try to think of things that nobody else would think
Sure.
of.
That is it. There you go. That's a really fun way to approach doing this show every time. Absolutely. I also was thinking Rosemary's Baby, so yeah, I got that one down. A couple other things that I had thought of. I mean, first of all, I bring up Evil Dead on the show all the
Yeah.
damn time, but I mean, come on, the eyeball and just the cartoonish flourishes of violence. It's very Sam Raimi there.
It's not
Um,
one I thought of right away, but as soon as you say it, I'm like, "Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Sure. Yeah."
there's some of that Raimi influence here. I also put Beetlejuice because of the head shrinking Heather Graham.
Oh, yeah.
So
Where has she been,
yeah, I
first of
know.
all? Where the hell has she been?
She's not
She
been
looks
doing
great.
much. Yeah, she's good though.
I
She's
read
always great
I
to
r
see her.
I read that this was the most stunt work she's done in any movie ever.
Wow. There you go. That's pretty
She
fun.
and had to train for weeks to do these fight scenes.
That she's not even in the movie all that much. I mean, she's great in it. It's always fun to see her, but that's crazy that she has to do that much training for this.
She
that's
just
that's
what I read,
cool.
who knows? But,
Yeah.
I could see that again.
Yeah.
Um, I like her. I You don't see her that much often, she's still got it, in
Oh,
my
she
opinion.
100% does. Absolutely.
Same with Patricia Arquette.
Oh yeah, Patricia Arquette's always great, and it's always great to see her pop up in things. Like we love her. We always love her. But the last thing I wanted to mention is actually a movie I haven't seen yet. It's the director's previous film, Why Don't You Just Die? Have you seen that?
No, I looked it up in preparation for this, but, I have not seen
I
it. I hear it's bloody and funny and, actiony and whatnot.
I want to see it, but also the title alone feels like it could have been the title for this movie.
Yeah,
Like,
Why Won't You Die?
yeah, it
I
just
think
seems like,
he
yeah, he was like, huh, what else could I do with that idea? And he came up with this. So,
I heard he came up with this idea because he lived in a shitty apartment in the Ukraine and thought it was, hell, and he came up with this idea that he'd make a movie about somebody going through the 9 stages of hell, and
nice.
that was, like, the original script, and each level was, like, kinda like 7,
Yeah.
where it was, like, gluttony, yada, 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 and I guess the original script had them at the top floor, which was the 9th floor, and it was all ice, and
Hmm.
Satan would be there, like and then you can see some of the influence in that, like, when they start getting to the top floor, everything's cold,
Yeah, sure, sure. Well,
and,
I had read something online, because I'm not a religious person, and I don't know, my Bible stuff, but I guess, like, the whole thing with the pig head and it, like, driving off the ledge, I guess that's, like, a Bible thing.
huh,
It's, like, obviously not like that, but something about turning into swine and driving off of a mountaintop or something like that, and it's like, hey, that's basically what happened. It was a pig on
sure,
a rolling cart, and it went off of an elevator shaft. It's just a more modern interpretation, but
fair
yeah.
enough. I know
Yeah.
it's like, well, like, again, most of my, Dante's, influence or that, 7 sins comes from the movie 7,
Yeah,
so
exactly. Exactly.
my
Yeah.
knowledge is very limited.
Dirty
I
heathens we are.
I've literally learned everything I know about that from Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. Yeah, that and South Park is where I get all my, religious knowledge from. But,
Exactly.
any closing thoughts, anything, that we didn't get to that you wanted to mention here about They Will Kill You?
Yeah, I'm excited to see where this director goes. I know he fled, Ukraine, from war like, the conflict there, and, I mean, just being able to come over here and then make a huge movie, I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty nuts. Um, so I'm excited to see what else he comes up with. I hope the low box office doesn't hurt his career too much because 'cause I'm excited to see what else he does.
Yeah, I think even if this movie didn't do that well, I think it made enough noise that hopefully, like you said, it's gonna find an audience once it hits streaming and all that stuff, and hopefully we do get to see more from him.
Like,
Uh,
next week, it'll be on streaming.
yeah, probably, honestly. But, all right, Chris, is there another movie you watched recently you'd like to recommend to our listeners?
Ah, recommend. I've been watching a lot of Scrubs.
Hey, if that's what you want to recommend, you could recommend some Scrubs.
Actually, I'll recommend, I recently watched Ready or Not 1, and
Yeah,
it is phenomenal.
it's great.
From you know, start to finish, it it just goes, and it doesn't take itself too seriously, and it doesn't, hold back, and again, I'm really curious to see what the new one and again, along that same line, if you haven't seen The Hunt, watch The Hunt.
Yeah.
It's, again, a lot it does something real which I really like that films sometimes do nowadays that they steal from Scream, which is they get, like, the biggest actor they can find in their budget, and they put him in the first minute.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then kill them off,
Sure.
like,
Sure.
immediately. Like, the
Yeah.
biggest star in The Hunt gets killed in the first 2 minutes.
Nice.
I'm sorry,
Hell yeah.
spoiler alert.
Hey, for a movie that's like 6 years old at this point, I think we're all right. So, but right on. Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff there. Kris, where can people find you and everything you're up to?
Most you can find me at, Spiral Out Pod, but it's spiral_out_pod on Instagram or spiraloutpodcast.com. I have everything up there, all my shows and photography, and I do, concert reviews and stuff like that as well. I try to write some articles here and there. So if you have any interest in that, you can find me there.
Awesome. Well, Kris, great having you back on the show, and hopefully we'll talk to you again sometime soon.
Yeah, I would love that. This is fun.
All right, so I hope you enjoyed that conversation about They Will Kill You. Thank you to Kris West for joining me on that one, and thank you to all of you for listening. If you're enjoying the show, make sure you are subscribed. We've got a lot of podcasts on the way, and you'll find out about all of it as soon as it comes out if you get subscribed. You can also follow us on social media at Piecing Pod. I told you about the Popcorn and Puzzle Pieces group, so I'll also mention our Patreon, the Produced by David Rosen Patreon, where I post bonus and advanced content from Piecing It Together, Awesome Movie Year, and from my music career. Some really cool stuff is hitting the Patreon very soon, but there's always advanced episodes of Piecing It Together, always a bonus episode of Awesome Movie Year, and whenever I've got some extra stuff, it goes up there on the Patreon at patreon.com/bydavidrosen. So with that said, let's close this out with a piece of music like I always do, and I've got plenty of over-the-top, crazy, just killer, let's slash and dice and slice kind of music that I could play for this one. Let's see, which one should I go with? I haven't played this one in a while. This is a good one to go with. All right, I'm going to go with a track called Burnout. This was from my third album, Head Like Fire. I think this would fit very well in a movie like They Will Kill You. But hope you enjoy it, and we'll be back with more Piecing It Together real soon.
An All Points West production, produced by David Rosen in Las Vegas.